all there is for you. And that's the complete understanding that you were supposed to get from the law. Jesus says that you have to look at the laws critically. Your heart needs to be with God, who is love. Don't even hate. Don't even get angry with people. So then that does make things just a little muddy, in that maybe some people might be thinking that that advice from Jesus is conflicting with his actions at the temple when he got angry and started flipping tables. And maybe it is conflicting. I don't know. I don't know everything. I'm not always right. My opinion is that it's not conflicting. I think that Jesus is a human who gets mad, but he directs his anger at the machine, not the people. He loves the people. He knows that they are a part of the machine, and by machine, I'm saying the systems of oppression going on around. He knows that they're a part of that machine, but he forgives them, for they know not what they do. The people can't see past the way that they are living. His words and actions were out of love and the greater good for all people at all times, and he fought against the machines that held those people hostage. So it's a little tricky. It was tricky for him back then, and it's tricky for us today. The machines of oppression are run by people. And you can't be mad at the people. You have to love the people. We forgive even the worst of them, even the ones who want to directly hurt us, because they're not bad people. Who of us can say we've never hurt anyone? Those people who hurt us are just trying to survive the machine like the rest of us and happen to be placed in different circumstances. We can truly only forgive them, for they know not what they do. So then, how can we be disciples of Jesus? What was Jesus' method for fighting the system while loving the people? We know that his method was nonviolence, but exactly how can we fight that system without causing violence to the people who are a part of it? How is it possible to do that? How do you fight an evil system that is run by people who we are supposed to love, but sometimes hurt us? How can we learn to love people to the extent that when they do directly hurt us, our muscle reflex reaction is not anger towards the person, but instead anger towards the systems that are the root cause of the pain, the systems that are holding the people captive? I think that maybe if we step outside of ourselves, we could become a witness to our own personal captivity. And maybe it would be helpful if we start there. And maybe through discovering ways that we ourselves are being held captive, we can have compassion for others who are enslaved in similar ways, but aren't yet aware. Maybe in this way we can learn to love others as much as we love ourselves, which is what we're all called to do. I think that maybe it can be helpful to practice this kind of love until it becomes a part of you and a muscle reflex. And so we're going to have an exercise this morning. If you all wouldn't mind to get comfortable in your chairs and close your eyes. And try not to be self-conscious because your eyes are closed. Everybody else's eyes are closed too, and nobody is looking at you. Now, I would like you to think of a person that you love, a person that's easy to give love to. Think of that person and stick with them. Don't flip over to someone else you just thought of. Stay with that one person. Now try to focus on that person, not as much with your mind, but instead with your senses. Focus with your senses until you stop fighting it. Focus on that person until you stop resisting it with other concerns. You should start to have a feeling of calmness. Continue to focus on this person. Choose not to judge this person in any way. Don't attach yourself to them. Let go of your own ego in regards to this person by choosing not to categorize or define the person by your own preferences. Do not make any assumptions about this person and just let them be the person that they are. Feel appreciation and respect for him or her, and a simple, subtle joy in and for the existence of the person and everything about them. Now I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes closed, but change your focus. Stay with that same state of calm, peace, and joy, but now I want you to think of a different person. Consider thinking of a person who is just an acquaintance. Someone you don't know very well, and maybe even feel slightly uncomfortable around. Try to focus on that person and focus not as much with your mind, but instead with your senses. Intentionally focus on your feeling of calmness with this person in both your body and your mind. Choose not to judge the person in any way. Don't assume anything about them. Decide that you neither like him or her, nor dislike him or her. Let go of any way that they threaten you. Choose not to control or define the person by your own preferences. Let go of your own ego about how you would have this person act, and let them be the person that they are. Feel appreciation and respect for him or her as themselves. Do not expect any personal profit from them. Feel a subtle joy in and for the existence of the person and everything about them. Now I'm going to ask you to change your focus one more time. Please try to remain in your same state of calm and peace, but now I want you to consider thinking of a person who has hurt you. Someone who, when you think of their actions or words, you usually start to feel angry or upset. It could be a public figure or someone you know personally very well. And if this is too hard for you at this point, then feel free to stop. I think that it may take some practice to build up to this level for some people who are new to this concept, or also, if you've been hurt very badly, it might be too much. But if you can stick in there with me, then please do. Think of this person with your senses instead of your mind. Don't think of any concerns surrounding that person, but focus solely on the being that is that person. Intentionally focus on a feeling of calmness that starts in your heart and moves out of your body and surrounds that person. Choose not to judge the person in any way. Discard any negative thoughts about this person. Let go of any way that they threaten you personally. Try to see them as a being that was created by God. Detach yourself from him or her. Choose not to conform the person to a set of rules that you prefer that they follow, but instead, try to see the person through eyes of respect. Let go of your own ego regarding any assumptions about this person,